Welcome back to Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast that wept because there were no anime to conquer. That's right. We've scoured the globe and we have Veni Vini Vici'd every single anime out there, every single one that's ever been made. We have subsumed and they have submitted to our great power.
Jesus wept.
Jesus wept. That was a great line. That was my favorite part of Hellraiser.
Yeah, freaky guy.
Freaky guy.
Freaky guy.
That Pinhead. Yeah, I don't know. Can you still call him that? Is that PC? Is that woke?
Pinhead?
To call him Pinhead?
There should be a VTuber that uses Pinhead as their what do you call those? Avatars? Avatar doesn't seem hip enough to be the term for the VTube character.
I guess I've never thought of that before.
Personae?
In my head, Avatar seems most apt in the usage, but I don't know. Persona.
I have no idea. I've never heard them referenced in that way.
My true face.
Puppet?
Yeah.
Puppet? No, you're the puppet.
No, you're the puppet, he said to Iron Mouse. Yeah, I've never really thought about that.
We've lost him, folks. Oh, thank God. Okay, now Nate's done. Now that Nate's out of the way, let's talk about good anime. All the stuff that Nate disagrees with, like Death Note.
Wow, talk about a bad time for my internet to drop.
Oh, he's back. Okay, never mind.
Oh God, what has he been saying? What has he been saying without me?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
Just wanted to take advantage of your brief absence to talk about like good anime for once. But now that he's back, let's talk about like regular anime.
That's not what this show is about, Remy, okay? Let's keep that up front. We don't want to poison the minds of the youth here with like actual substance or meaning.
Oh, I didn't say that. Hold on. I didn't say anything about substance. God forbid.
Okay, well, sorry for the technical difficulties, but I'm back now and I'm in charge, and I say that we talk about some anime. All right? Remy, you gotta have watched some anime this week. Tell me about an anime you watched.
I guess we'll have to stay topical now that he's back.
Yep.
I suppose I did watch some things. I'm sure you know K-pop Demon Hunters, this thing that has been going around.
K-pop Demon Hunters, taken the internet by storm for exactly a week and a half.
A friend of mine said he was at work and he saw someone wearing a Huntrix t-shirt, which is the fake K-pop band in the movie.
All right.
Which I found so hard to believe, but they swore it was true. Which I do not get. I don't get it.
Okay, I have not watched it in full yet. My anime viewing partner showed me several of the musical sequences that they've put up on YouTube as music videos, I guess. And I've seen the litany of somewhat inappropriate GIFs that people keep clipping from the movie, specifically the one of the main character girl taking a big long sniff off of a kimbap roll.
Yeah, she's ripping rails. That's like within the first like 3 minutes of the movie too.
And lots of gifs of the three main girls, the K-pop group, just kind of going hog wild on various different types of Korean snack foods. That's pretty much the entire knowledge base of this movie that I have. Do they actually hunt demons in this movie? Or is it just like a food fetishist thing?
There is a lot of food stuff because I guess that's just like a quirky thing that girl characters have now, is that they're like into food. Used to be in the 90s, that was like the boy character, the quirky boy character thing, was that they ate so much food.
Well, yeah, my mind always goes back to Goku eating the giant tuna, right?
Yes, and now it's quirky because it's like a girl thing. Imagine that, girls eating food.
Hey,
Weird.
What if girls ate food? I know that's like not really how it works, but what if?
They don't actually hunt demons, and they don't have to, because it turns out that demons just kind of do human wave attacks against the girls for no apparent reason, because they are dispatched extraordinarily easily, to the point where there are multiple demon slaying scenes where the girls don't even pay attention. They are having full private conversations with each other while just casually slaughtering hundreds of these demons. So hunting is not necessary in any way.
Huh. Interesting.
What they do for the most part is focus on their careers as K-pop stars, which is, it seems to the audience, much more important than the demon slaying. There is a tenuous connection they try to establish between being a K-pop star, actually being the best K-pop star, and slaying demons.
So in the fiction of this story, they're not only a famous K-pop band, band, they're the most famous K-pop group?
Yes, they are Destiny's Child of K-pop.
Okay, all right.
Where one is very specifically Beyonce, and then the other two are the rest, which is very funny.
Beyonce and the other two.
The other two, which actually, did you see Beyonce had like a Destiny's Child reunion thing in one of the recent concerts? About like a decade after that would be exciting, personally, anyway.
And she played all three parts?
It does honestly feel like she deigned to have the other two on stage with her, which felt not great, you know? Like, she allowed it to happen, which I don't know. It feels condescending to me. But in K-pop, we have the trio of girls are in a band called Huntrix that does seem to kind of rule supreme. We don't actually even hear of a single other girl group in the entire movie.
So they've dominated the K-pop planescape.
Yes.
They're the only ones standing.
Yes, exactly. Which is really funny because the final act does hinge around a K-pop award ceremony where no other bands seem to be involved in any way, which is very funny. It's very good. But we do have main girl, our three kind of Buffys. They're kind of hereditary slayer types, right?
Okay, all right.
Whose existence are predicated on the protecting of the world from the demons. And main girl's only kind of characteristic is that she's main girl. And then we have our two other girls who don't really matter that much. There is the like quirky one who is the rapper and the lyrics girl, and then there is kind of the hard ass emo one that is the choreographer, and that's kind of just what their whole thing is. That's kind of just that, and they all like do music videos. As most of the movie, they kind of just have these like song bits, and then there's a little bit of movie in between, and then there's more song bits. And that's probably why it feels like there is no actual narrative in the movie. I mean, the narrative is kill demons.
Uh-huh, sure.
But demons make boy band, and boy band is popular.
So there's a K-pop boy group as well involved.
The demons figure out that the only way that they will have a chance against girl group is if they form a boy band. So they do form a boy band, and they are apparently the only K-pop boy band in the world that we're exposed to. And for some reason, because they're a boy band, the girls can't just cut their heads off, which is what they want to do. I'm not sure why.
Well, because they're demons, and all demons are ontologically evil, as we all know.
No, I understand why they want to cut their heads off. I don't understand why they can't.
Oh.
Just because they now have a hit single, which is terrible. It's called Soda Pop, and
Listen,
I just fucking
imagine what the paparazzi coverage would be like if Destiny's Child, at the height of their career in the 90s, just casually mentioned, oh yeah, and last night we killed the Backstreet Boys. We cut off all their heads.
Well, NSYNC would be closer analog.
I mean, I guess that's I don't think that NSYNC ever came close to the star power of Lance Bass. But, go on.
Lance Bass, the guy from NSYNC.
Oh shit, was he in sync? Oh God. What? Backstreet Boys had Aaron
Come on.
Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one, Carter the Elder.
The older Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Good job. You got there.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so they're a K-pop band with a really bad name, and they hunt demons, and they have to hunt a demon K-pop boy band, but they can't because they're just too sexy, I'm assuming. Is that why they can't do it?
No. They do find them incredibly sexy, but that does not seem to be the main block to keep them from cutting their heads off. It doesn't really figure into their calculus. It seems to be that because they're famous and they're more popular than Huntrix, that they can't cut their heads off. I'm not sure how that works. Don't really try to explain it. The boy band's hit single is called Soda Pop, which I fucking hate. I just hate that phrase. I hate pop.
Oh yeah,
Soda Pop.
No,
it's just
hey,
I don't
never-
know why that rubs me so wrong.
never go to the Northeast, man. It's all pop over there. I hate it.
No, I know. It's it's a very Midwest thing. It's a very Michigan thing. Call it pop. I hate it.
Give me a pop. What kind of pop do you want? Give me a Coke.
I just don't like that at all. And they say it a bunch of times in the song, and the way that it hits in the chorus of the song just, again, really rubs me wrong. I just don't like it.
Okay, now I've got a question.
The song's not bad, but it's just I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase so much.
It's not great. I do not like the phrase soda pop. Just call it a soda. Just call it a soda, because that's what it is.
They do use the sound of a can opening as part of the drum kit for the track, which I do like. I like that a lot. I think it sounds cool.
You think that's fun?
I think that's fun. I think that's good, and it's like creative sound design, the kind of thing that I like. But the phrase
cheeky.
soda pop, I hate so much. I hate it so much.
Okay, so
And they say it so many times.
I've got to interject because I cannot get over the name of the girl group
Huntrix?
is Huntrix. Huntrix.
They're Huntrix.
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 Like the Matrix, but they hunt.
Yeah.
Huntrix.
Huntrix.
I don't like that. That's a really bad name, and I also don't like the way that sounds.
Huntrix.
I think it's a bad name for your band. What is the boy band's name? It's got to be better than that.
Wow, what is the boy band's name?
You can't even remember.
I can't even remember.
It's so...
Hold on, let me see.
It's so inconsequential that it doesn't even come up as part of the plot.
No, they say it. Oh, it's the Saja boys, which that's why it didn't stick in my mind at all. Because what even is that? I don't know what that's supposed to be. I guess that is closer to the Backstreet Boys, but I don't know what Saja means. So I think it's one of the characters in the band, which is weird because like the Backstreet Boys aren't called the Carter Boys.
According to Google, Saja is the Korean word for lion.
Okay, sure, the Lion Boys. But I think one of the characters is named Saja, so that might be it. But
So it's Saja and his boys. Saja and the boys.
Saja and the boys.
Yeah, I like that. That's more fun. That's like an approachable group. That's like your friends,
Saja
you know?
and the boys.
Hey, I'm going to go
Yeah.
hang out with Saja and the boys. We're going to have a boys' night.
And they do have a boys' night. A boys' night of the demons.
Nice.
And they have only one song, and they play it a lot in the movie.
Is it the Soda Pop song?
It's the Soda Pop song.
Okay, all right.
And it's pretty wild because they do one street busking performance, and that performance goes viral or something, and it propels them to the biggest band in the world somehow. Within like a week, which really kind of illustrates the biggest problem with the movie is that there's basically no story, and they don't have any time to explain anything either because the pacing is like insanely wonky. So none of the characters get expounded on. None of the plot is ever really like developed to the point where you would actually have any kind of emotional stakes. The plot itself feels perfunctory. You know,
Well,
like the movie kind of resents that it needed a plot to begin with instead of just a sequence of girls killing things and then K-pop music.
right. Well, I've seen several of the music videos from the movie. I haven't seen the movie, but
Those aren't music videos. Those are just the scenes from the movie.
sure.
Without the talking bits.
But I've seen the songs. I've seen the scenes with the songs in them.
Yeah, that's the movie.
That's okay. That's the
whole
movie.
movie.
Well, I just find it interesting that you say that it has no plot, or that it feels like it doesn't have room to have an actual plot in it. Because in most musicals, the plot, real estate in the movie, the time allotted to tell the audience what is going on, can often be folded into the songs themselves. The songs can be exposition, but from what I saw, like, they were just K-pop songs, unrelated to the plot of the movie or anything going on.
There is a little bit of plot relevance. For example, in the build up to the third act, the characters kind of get into a disagreement because one of them wants to sing a song about killing the boy band. They write a song about murdering the other band in the movie. And the main girl who begins to have, because of reasons, begins to have conflicting feelings about murdering the boy band, wants to sing their other hit single, which is kind of like more of a generic like empowerment song about being your true self and living up to your ideals. And the other two girls are like, no, we want to sing the song about murdering the boy band.
I agree with them. I agree with those two.
Yeah, but it has a rap breakdown. In fact, Soda Pop also has a rap breakdown. It just feels weird. I don't know. It's really big in actual K-pop. Well, in a lot of pop, right? In a lot of pop music right now, there's a lot of just rap breakdowns, which feels weird to me. In fact, I've been watching Hanako-kun, like I've talked about a bunch of times, and I'm still watching it. And they're in part 2 of season 2 now. So they changed the opener to a new opener, which is not bad. I like it. I like the song, but there is a 20 seconds of the new opening theme is like a trap beat. They just switch it up to a trap beat really quickly. When it's the most generic trap beat, they even have that canned reverb bark that is on every trap song as well. Just throw it in there. And it's like, you guys, you didn't need to do that. That was unnecessary.
It's funny that you bring up the rap thing because I was very taken aback. One of the scenes from the movie, one of the song scenes, I think it's probably at the beginning of the movie because it starts off with people introducing the 3 different members of Huntrix. And when it gets to the one who raps, they, obviously it's a fan kind of fangirling over this person, but she straight up says yeah, and this one writes all the lyrics and she's the rapper. She's the best rapper in the world. And I was just like, what? You can't say that.
You can't say that.
You can't say that.
You can't just say that. Well, in this world, there is only one band before the Demon Boys. So technically they are correct. There is only one rapper and she's the best.
I would love it if K-pop bands started doing straight up hit pieces on each other, like in hip hop music. Imagine the K-pop version of Not Like Us dropping.
Well, that is kind of the plot. Their whole thing of writing this song is we want to write a fucking diss track where we threaten to murder the boy band. I am not exaggerating. That is what they do. They write what they call a diss track, but what is a murder threat? It is I want to kill you.
It's just a straight up murder threat.
Yeah, they say we are demon hunters, so we cut people's heads off with our crazy weaponry, and we want to cut your guys' heads off. It doesn't get more straightforward than that.
And do they get to perform this amazing song?
Yes, there is a bit at the Grammys, the K-pop Grammys.
The K-pop Grammys?
Yeah, where they perform a lot of the song, and it gets derailed by the demons. And then the girls do cut those guys' heads off. So, I don't know, not to spoil it, but they do actually decapitate most of the boy band. They kill them. The girls kill them at the end of the movie. They murder the boys.
On live television.
No, not on live television, but in the middle of a concert.
Oh, okay. All right.
In middle of the boys' concert, they cut their heads off. Pretty wild.
I mean, dope.
Pretty wild.
It sounds dope to me, dog.
You know, if the movie had a kind of a different tone to it and was a little bit more straightforward, that would be a hell of a last act. Where your main character girl group gets up on stage and decapitates their rivals. That is a crazy idea. I do like it in theory, but the movie really has like a lot of script problems and feels noted to death in that particular way, you know? Where somebody said we're missing a bunch of the formula here. We need to stress the formula to the point where characters basically say, here's the hero's journey. You're at this point in the hero's journey. Now let's do a song about it. And it feels really empty.
Let's write a song about the hero's journey.
And it's a bummer. It's a bummer because I actually like a lot of the animation. It doesn't feel as unique and experimental as some of the better movies we've seen recently, like Spider-Man, like Mutant Turtles, like Pokemon Concierge, which season 2 is coming soon.
Hell yeah.
Which just looks like bafflingly amazing, just like jaw-droppingly amazing. But it is really well animated. Like it's fun to look at the characters moving around, even when sometimes it's a little generic. Like you're in an animated movie and the characters are mic'd up and like on a stage and doing a K-pop song on a stage with like K-pop choreography and stuff. Could have been, I don't know, could have gotten a little crazier. And then, like I said, there are scenes where they're just murdering hundreds and hundreds of generic demons. And they are very blasé about it. They're like literally they're distracted while they're doing it. They're like having conversations with each other and not paying attention.
They're just so fucking good at killing demons. It's not even a thing for them.
They don't even think about it. They don't even think about it. It's like it's automatic. It's become rote to even just slaughter these demons.
I don't even feel like killing these guys anymore. It's just more of the same every day.
And again, it is one of those things where it just feels like the script is really empty and like really, really needed a couple of rewrites because, again, they allude at certain points to like the idea of maybe we shouldn't be just murdering these demons who are like people, by the way. They are fully sentient and have inner lives and stuff. That is made clear.
I guess I should ask, like, why are they murdering the demons? Because if the demons are just, like, people, like, are they doing nefarious things? Are they hurting people? Like, are they possessing people?
It does seem like they are sucking life energy out of civilians. That is made clear. So they are doing bad stuff.
Okay. All right.
And, you know, okay, you're sucking life energy. It's, again, not made very clear whether this kills the person, but it does seem to be doing bad stuff to them. Like they shouldn't be doing that. But they allude to maybe you should, like, try to find a different solution, but they never, like, make it over that hill. Instead, they decapitate the boy band. They cut their fucking heads off. Which is just crazy. It's just crazy. This movie and this team of animators deserved a good script, and they just didn't get it. And also, the movie, the music is generic K-pop, which you either like or you don't like. Personally, I was very mixed.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I saw the songs. They were okay. It's not normally my cup of tea. I'm not super into boy band, girl band, pop music in general.
You like Modest Mouse, and that's it.
I like Modest Mouse and the B-52s, and that's it. Those are the only two bands that I give a shit about because they're the best. I guess, you know, you mentioned that it looks good, at least. It's animated well. We should mention that it's from, like, Sony Animation Studios.
Yeah.
So it's made by a lot of the same people that are working on the Spider-Verse movies. Did they also do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or was that movie just copying their style?
Well, copying seems a little harsh. But
ripping off,
I mean,
excuse me.
Riffing on
yeah.
their style. Geez, was it? I actually don't remember.
I think it might have been, but I'm not. Don't hold me to that. But I like the way that those movies look. Obviously, we love Spider-Verse.
Oh no, wait, no, of course. It was literally Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon Studios.
Nickelodeon did it because I guess they still own the rights to animated Ninja Turtles.
Damn, what a get! What an absolute.
Yeah.
That's a good one to have in your pocket right there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And also, it was a lot of the guys who worked on Mitchell's versus the Machines, which I do think is underrated.
Well, Mitchell's versus the Machines, that was directed by, or possibly written by Lord and Miller, who are the guys that direct the Spider-Verse movies. So that makes sense.
Yeah, and it was worked on by the Gravity Falls guy as well, which is cool.
Yeah.
And Mark Mothersbaugh did the music, which is also an insane, it's just the fucking most insane shit ever. Yeah.
It's Mark Mothersbaugh and Danny Elfman, and those are the two composers in Hollywood right now. It's just those two guys.
It's weird. It's really weird. Yeah, Brian Eno is like doing all the Netflix shows now or whatever. It's just like, what? Very strange. It's just very strange. Anyway, yeah, so it was those guys, and yes, they were definitely riffing on some of the Sony Animation Studios stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks fine. I not all the things the aesthetic choices I 100% agree with, but I think it looks like the future of these 3D animated projects is starting to look bright again.
I feel, well, we were in a real long DreamWorks hole for a long time, and I think at some points somebody had the groundbreaking thought, like, hey, maybe we should make these look like good and appealing. Maybe we should actually try. Have we tried trying yet with any of these?
I think a million years ago, Pixar was like, we are going to do something about this. We are going to make Toy Story, and it's going to like literally melt everyone's brains. And it did, because Toy Story looked fucking insane. And then Pixar stopped like revolutionizing 3D animation in America with every one of their movies. They just kind of stopped doing that. And then people didn't really pick up the slack because the only other people who were doing that was DreamWorks and then eventually Disney internal, right? Mm-hmm. And then smaller groups that couldn't really put up the kind of money that you would expect out of these movies. And we fell into that hole of 18 Shrek movies or whatever. And now it feels like we're starting to see more interesting 3D movies again.
I mean, we can only hope.
When that third Spider-Man movie comes out, oh, man.
I cannot wait.
Oh, man, I cannot wait.
Yeah, we'll check back in with us in 10 years when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm praying for those guys. I hope some of them make it out alive, but man, I want to see that movie.
All right, well, moving on from the pop culture phenomenon that is K-pop Demon Hunters.
All right.
I also watched an animated feature film this week.
Holy shit.
I know, right? Now this is one that I guess was very near and dear to my wife growing up. You know how like everybody in our generation has like that one or two like totally weird, obscure VHS tapes that they grew up with that they watched over and over again. And when they bring it up to somebody else, like nobody's ever heard of it before.
Sure. Yeah, of course. I stole this from Blockbuster. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's one of our main millennial mental illnesses is just becoming like weirdly emotionally attached.
Yes.
To like movies from our childhood.
She showed me a movie from 1983 by Rankin Bass Productions when they were still like a 2D animation house centered in Japan. So like this was right around the same time that they released, or maybe a few years after they released the Rankin Bass Hobbit adaptation. Do you remember that one?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Very much in the same style of animation as The Hobbit. It was a movie called The Flight of Dragons, Have you ever heard of this before?
No, this does not ring any bells at all.
It was
I know Walking with Dinosaurs.
We're getting close. We're getting so close, and you don't even know it.
All right, cool.
Okay, actually, going off of Walking with Dinosaurs, the smash hit Animal Planet production that was a mockumentary, like animal documentary show about the supposed real life and biology of dinosaurs.
Yeah, animated dinosaurs.
Yeah, do you remember the follow-up that Animal Planet made with that about like what if dragons were real?
No, not at all. No, I do not.
Okay, it was called Dragons, a fantasy made real, an Animal Planet special.
And that is related to Dragon Wars, D Wars in some way?
I think that they were all trying to ride the success of Lord of the Rings, which didn't even have a dragon in it, by the way. People don't remember that.
That was the Hobbit. Hobbit
many people come up to me and say, Sir, I don't remember that there was no dragon in Lord of the Rings. I remember there being a dragon in Lord of the Rings.
It was in the Hobbit, you fools. You complete fucking buffoons. You idiots. Learn your history.
Learn your history.
And what about the Christian Bale one? That had a dragon in it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Reign of Fire.
Reign of Fire.
That also had,
Yep.
Shoot, what's his name? Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey was in that. Yeah, they fought a dragon. A very animated dragon. Very 3D.
Very much on the same animation level.
Yeah.
But Dragons, a fantasy made real, an Animal Planet special, was like Walking with Dinosaurs, where it was the proposed narrative was a bunch of researchers found a perfectly preserved dragon in the mountains of Norway. And
this is how Reign of Fire started.
That's exactly what I said. and they dig it out, and they're dissecting the dragon and going, oh, look, this is
Mm-hmm.
how dragons were able to fly, and this is how they were able to breathe fire. Well,
sure.
Well, Flight of Dragons is the precursor to that. And I'm going to start off by saying, yes, before you even have to say it, yes, this is an isekai.
This is an isekai.
This is an isekai.
Like Dinotopia.
A bit, a Dragantopia, if you will.
Dragotopia.
Drakotopia.
Yes, Drakotopia.
This is about a weird little bespectacled game maker nerd, a dude living in 1980s New York.
No.
And his thing is that he's really into animal biology, and 2, really into making board games. Specifically board games about dragons.
I knew a gamer had to be involved.
Oh yeah, big time. This is actually hitting all of the isekai mainstays, by the way. And so what happens is, within the magical realm, there are 4 wizard brothers, and they rule the 4 magical kingdoms of Magic Land. And,
okay.
And 3 of the wizards are concerned because they feel their magic diminishing because of man's technological advancement.
Okay, I've read this book.
You see, the more man learns and grows as a species and as a society, the less magic there is in the world.
The stupider the wizards get.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. And they're like, well, we got to do something. We got to do something about all of this magic going away. But the thing is that the 4th wizard brother, the evil one,
right?
He's like, you know what? Actually, what if we just take control of technology ourselves and we can use it to make like TV and bombs and warships?
Shit, this is exactly what happened in the book.
Yeah. And the 3 good wizards are like, nah, hell nah, bro. That's not how we do things. And so they use the last little bit of their magic to isekai John Ritter, who into the magic world. And he is like, whoa, what am I doing here? And they're like, well, we need your help. You obviously... Actually, I think there's a contrived plot point about how John Ritter, is the great grandson of one of the wizards or something like that.
Wait, so this is back in time? He doesn't go to another world?
This is back in time, but also back when magic existed. And so they pull John Ritter in from the future to come back, and he's going to use his future man's imagination powers to somehow restore magic to the world. I'm not entirely sure what the specifics of that plan was. But,
seems backwards.
But they ask a magic tree, and the tree tells them to bring John Ritter into the past so that he can fix the magic. And John Ritter is like, what? Oh, this is crazy. There's like actual dragons here. I've got to learn everything I can about them. And through a magical accident, he actually gets turned into a dragon, right? As you do. And now John Ritter, as a dragon, has to learn how to be a dragon and use his dragon knowledge and powers to defeat the evil wizard. Who at this point, the evil wizard cast a big spell and took control of all of the other dragons except for John Ritter. So all of the other dragons are evil now.
Okay.
And he's gonna use his evil dragon army to do a genocide on humans. And there's like a knight that he meets, and the knight is a dragon slayer, and they become friends, kind of like that movie Dragonheart. You remember that one?
Yeah.
And there's an elf princess that he falls in love with.
Naturally.
And it's actually kind of weird because the Dragon Slayer Knight met the elf princess when she was a little girl and saved her from an evil dragon, and like said that like, yeah, and when I saw that little girl, I swore that I would marry her one day. And he's like a 50-year-old dude. So that's kind of a weird thing that happened. Anyway, not getting too into the specifics of it, but John Ritter does in fact he learns how to be a dragon, by which I mean he uses his amazing future man logic powers to like figure out how dragons are able to fly and breathe fire, which is a 1-to-1 copy. Or I guess Animal Planet copied their reasoning for how dragons were able to do these things. It's hydrogen. Apparently that's the big reveal, is that dragons have a special organ that lets them produce hydrogen inside of their lungs. They have a second set of false lungs that they can fill up with gas, and that's what lets them fly.
Hydrogen.
Which I think is actually kind of hilarious, because the way that they've kind of expressed that in the dragon designs is that all of the dragons have like long serpentine necks, ending in heads that you would associate with a classic dragon, but their bodies are like these big round bulbous balloon things, and they kind of like float and bounce around in the air and just kind of use their wings to generally
I was gonna say, like, yeah, hydrogen is lighter than air, so like that kind of makes sense that they would use it to be buoyant.
Yep.
But it would make them just kind of like bounce around on the wind, which is very funny. That's not how birds fly at all.
Nope. No, these dragons have balloons inside of their bodies that turn them into these like big round things, and they kind of just bounce around in the air and use their wings to gently guide themselves. And then, like a hot air balloon releasing gas via burn-off, the reason they can breathe fire is so that they can get rid of excess hydrogen built up inside of their bodies.
But they could just breathe it out. Why do they have to ignite it?
Well, because breathing fire out of your mouth is kick-ass.
Yeah, but if it's hydrogen fire, it would go straight up, because again, hydrogen is lighter than air.
And so all of this kind of culminates in a big battle between John Ritter as a dragon and the evil wizard, who turns himself into a hydra, a 7-headed dragon. It basically goes how you would guess. He uses his logic power to basically just say, actually, magic doesn't exist, nerd. I use science, and so you can't cast spells at me because spells aren't real. And that's how he wins the final battle.
By saying spells aren't real.
Yeah, he literally says, I deny your reality and supplant it with my own.
And then does he shoot him with a gun?
No. Saying that to the magical evil wizard is in fact such a burn, such an own, that he collapses in on himself from the cringe of realizing how lame it is to be a wizard. He's like, oh no, magic isn't real. I can't believe I ever thought of that before. And then he just kind of, disappears.
Wow, that's fucking crazy, dog.
Yeah. And then at the end, he uses his logic powers to go back to grimy ass 1980s New York, back to the pawn shop where he was trying to sell off his copy of the Dragon board game that he made. Like, I don't know exactly how he thought like board games are made and published, but like the movie starts with him going into this seedy ass pawn shop and going up to the counter to the guy running it and just being like, "Hey, do you want to buy my board game? Like, it's totally going to make a lot of money. Like, do you want to like make a board game with me?"
What is his board game? What is it like?
Well, it's Chutes and Ladders, but with dragons, basically.
So snakes and ladders, but
dragons and ladders, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
That sucks.
It's not even like a deal. He's not even like trying to sell D&D. Like he's a visionary envisioning the role-playing game Genesis of the late 80s or the early 80s. No, he was just like, it's just a board game where you roll dice and you move your game pieces along a track. And like sometimes you land on a piece that lets you skip to a later tile in the track. And sometimes, I guess it's more like the game of life, because like sometimes you have to draw a card, I guess, and the card says like, you got eaten by a dragon, go back to the beginning, stuff like that. It's not a well thought out board game. It's really not.
Fucking gamers,
man.
Jesus Christ.
And so he uses his logic powers after defeating the evil wizard to go back to 80s New York. Which is accurately depicted as filled with trash and graffiti and like gang members doing drive-bys at him as he walks down the street.
They're always trying to get the gamers.
Yep, every time. And lo and behold, the elf princess that fell in love with him, decides to use logic to bring herself to the real world, where she's a regular ass girl, not an elf, has no magic, is not a princess. Also, doesn't have like a job or money or a house or anything. She's just like, hey, I loved you so much that I want to come and be in 1983 New York with you.
That's crazy because like the cleaner version of that you would usually see is that like she'd be like working at a coffee shop and he would go in and he'd be like, oh my God, you're like that elf girl. And she'd be like, I don't really have any memories of that because I'm like a reincarnation.
No, they just straight up say, hey, I followed you here.
They brute force it.
I don't want to be a magical, immortal elf princess anymore. I want to be a donut waitress that lives with you in a shitty apartment in East Side New York. That's the movie. That's how the movie ends. Oh, and there was a thing about how the wizard, the other three wizards, like they made a magical dimension for all the magic to live in forever instead of fading away, and that's why there's no memory of magic being real in the real world.
And that magic survived his anti-magic, like, well, actually'd.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Because he logically allowed it to survive.
Right. He had created a logic gate that allowed that magic to escape.
That's the movie. Did I mention that it has a stacked cast?
Well, you mentioned John Ritter.
We've got John Ritter. We've got James Earl Jones as the evil wizard, of course.
Uh-huh.
We've got Victor Buono in there. You remember him from Batman, the 1960 series? right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? He was in that movie. We've got James Gregory from Beneath the Planet of the Apes and The Manchurian Candidate. We've got Harry Morgan. Huh? Come on, Harry Morgan.
Yeah, how many anime did he do?
Well, he was in Dragnet. That's basically an anime.
Oh, yeah. Can you do the Dragnet rap from memory?
No, I can't.
Oh, well, then why are we even talking about this?
To top it all off, we have a theme song written and performed by Don McLean of American Pie fame.
Sure, yeah, of course.
So,
very
yeah,
anime.
Obviously, this is basically the best anime of all time, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, I don't think... there's nothing from this season that comes close to having John Ritter as your main character, as your isekai hero. Come on.
John Ritter.
John Ritter. Three's Company, baby.
No, Christian Bale is a much better dragon hero. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that wasn't an isekai.
No, it was a gritty post-apocalypse. That's true. But that's also anime, so...
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, what's your favorite dragon anime?
My favorite dragon anime is... Don't say Dragon Maid. Don't say Dragon Maid. Don't say Dragon Maid.
Come on, you can think of one other one.
Well, it's probably Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Fuck!
You gotta come up with one other one. Come on.
You know what? Actually, Gundam Wing is my favorite dragon anime.
Are you kidding me? Dragon Half is right there. I was leading you to it.
Oh, shit, I forgot about Dragon Half. Oh, man.
God damn it. It's
Well,
even
okay.
from the same era.
To be fair, it's only 2 episodes long. Okay, it doesn't take up a lot of space in my immediate polls. All right.
Okay, but it does loom large in the culture.
It does. I now that you bring it up, I like Dragon Half a lot. I think it's very funny.
I like Dragon Half too.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a Slayers spinoff.
I've never actually seen Slayers, so I didn't know that it was a Slayers spinoff. But I think that knowing what I know about Slayers and having actually seen Dragon Half, I'd probably still like it more than Slayers.
I like Slayers. Good old Lena Inverse.
That's the anime. That's the anime movie that I watched this week. It's, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. It beats K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's got James Earl Jones in it. That puts it leagues ahead. Just to start off with.
Well, Dragon Half beats both of them, so at least we got anime somewhere in there.
Okay.
Do you have any real anime, or can we get our wrap up in?
No, I do actually have a real anime in here.
Oh, you do? Well, I'm glad you spent all that time describing this John Ritter movie.
We're still in anime summer 2025 premieres, baby. We still got at least one left. You thought you were getting away? You thought I was just gonna stop here talking about the weird dragon movie from Rankin Bass in the 80s? You thought that's where I was gonna stop? Nuh-uh. I went and watched more
bass?
anime premieres. Rankin Bass. Like a bass guitar.
Well, I'm glad you decided to lead with the John Ritter stuff instead of the current anime from the season that we were trying to work our way through.
Well, I had to lead that one up front to make this one look way better than it actually is.
Okay. Well, which one did you get to?
I watched The Water Magician, which is unfortunately also an isekai.
Yeah, you really packed the isekai in, huh?
I know. Well, I try and hold off as long as I can, but being in the line of work that we are, it's inevitable at certain points. You can't. They force themselves into your eyes in front of you. Mizu Zokusei no Maho Tsukai, The Water Magician, based off of a incredibly successful light novel series, as most of them are, adapted into a 7-volume manga series, and now premiering, 4 episodes out right now. This is the story of
a girl.
You know what? That would legitimately make it somewhat more interesting, I think. No, this is the story of Ryo, a human boy who gets hit by a truck and awakens living the simple, slow life in a fantasy world that is run by video game rules. Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Stop. I've heard this one before.
Oh, okay. So you know already that Rio gets hit by a truck while doing a selflessly kind act to a stranger, trying to save a stranger and their kitten, who was probably, I don't know, blind and diabetic from being hit by an oncoming.
I was going to say, is it an old lady? Is it a sexy lady? Or is it a little girl? Or is it a cat?
We don't know. We actually don't know. We never get to see the actual selfless act itself.
So it's probably all four at the same time.
Yeah, all of them.
A whole 3 generations of
Three
ladies
generations of a family and their blind deaf cats.
and their pet.
Yeah.
Almost wiped out, if not for our hero.
We got a cold open of Rio in the Christian heaven, by the way.
Cool.
Specifically the Christian heaven. Talking to Michael the angel. And Michael says, hey, I'm Michael. You probably heard about me from the Bible. And, I don't know if you remember this or not, but you're dead. You're basically super dead. You got hit so hard by a truck trying to do something nice, I guess. And so, you weren't actually supposed to die. That was a mistake. We weren't paying attention. So we're going to cut you a deal, kid. You get to live in a fantasy world where magic exists. And you get to be really good at one thing. And, he's like, okay, cool. That sounds sweet. Do I have a mission? Do I have something I need to do? Are you reincarnating me with a purpose? And he's like, no, we don't have anything we need you to do. We just kind of want you to chill. You deserve it. You just deserve to have a chill life. And so he reincarnates in this fantasy world where magic is in it. It exists. And
specifically against the teachings of God.
Specifically against the teachings of God, because as we all know, Jesus Christ is our only Lord and Savior, and he's the only one granted the power to transcend life and death. That is the teaching of the scripture.
Yeah, I mean, talk about Michael. He would clearly smite anyone who would use magic. I mean, that's witchcraft. Come on.
Well, he reincarnated into a world where God was cool with magic, I guess. He can do that. He's God. He's the big guy.
Do you think maybe actually this is hell and Michael's cast him down?
My God, that would be such an interesting turn halfway through. It's not the case. They're absolutely not doing that. They're explicitly not doing that.
Because he's having a good time. He's enjoying himself.
Oh, he's super enjoying himself. So not only does he reincarnate into a world with magic, with no specific goals, just hey, go have a good time. He gets free real estate. He gets a house. The house, it comes pre-packed with food that doesn't go bad.
Okay.
And the house and his property are encased inside of a magical newbie zone, dome, where monsters and evil people are not allowed to go inside of it.
Whoa, PvP disabled?
Yeah, he gets isekai'd into the PvP disabled world. Easy mode world.
That's lame. That sucks.
Easy difficulty world.
That is hell.
And he discovers that he has the cool little, totally underpowered ability to create infinite amounts of water and also control how that water moves and its density and propulsion. So he just he casually recreates with Poseidon powers, basically. And that's the premise of the show.
Sure.
Is he discovers that he can create infinite amount of water and then using that water power to become instantly a death god roaming across the forest, killing everything in his path.
Naturally, of course.
First thing that he discovers how to do after discovering he can create water out of thin air is he discovers he can control the temperature of water. Basic, right? Easy stuff. Well, he uses that to create a perfect lens out of ice so that he doesn't have to bother with making fire. He can just use the sun, I guess, on his perfect ice lens to like start fires with sunlight lasers.
Sure, why not?
This progresses then, of course, to him learning that he can just create ice out of thin air. He can also distill water and therefore ice out of the hydration present in living things.
Yeah.
And so he can just like blow up trees by turning all of the ice inside of their cells into or all of the water inside of its cells into ice instantaneously, causing it to explode.
And how long until he figures out he can just remove the blood from other human beings?
Episode 2.
Okay, yeah. All right, well then, yeah, I think we've got the...
Episode 1 is him learning that he can control the pressure and speed of his water production. And so he makes a... I don't even know what the technical term for those machines are, but you know those machines that shoots like a super high pressure water jet and it can like cut through stone and shit?
Yeah, they call them a water jet.
Yeah. Well, he can just make water jets and cut stuff in half instantaneously by the end of episode 1.
Of course he can.
And there's a sexy elf princess, obviously, that becomes his girlfriend. He makes friends with a Dullahan, you know, a empty suit of armor inhabited by a spirit.
Yeah.
And the Dullahan teaches him how to sword fight, which he does not need, again, because he can just make water explode out of all of his enemies.
Yeah, why would he ever bother?
I don't know. It's his one character trait seems to be that he's just a good guy. He's just hardworking and constantly in pursuit of like bettering himself, and he's super nice to everybody, and he never does anything evil or selfish, and he has no character flaws, which is like having no flaws is a character trait, right?
Whew, that's lucky, because otherwise, man, he could really wreak some havoc.
Yeah, right?
Oh boy. You've got to address the entire conservation of energy thing, and when he uses his insane powers, like he creates a fucking like nega zone that like explodes the universe, and then he gets to move on to the next world.
Going back to our infinite isekai theory.
Yeah, what is the point of a world where conservation of mass like doesn't exist? Wouldn't like all bets are off at that point? Like, couldn't anyone do anything?
I mean, he could just make a hydroelectric plant and bring power and electricity to the whole world for free, right?
Yeah. He could also kill everyone on Earth.
I think the point is that he is in fact so overpowered, but it's real good that he's such a nice guy that he's only ever going to use his power to defeat evil knights, maybe, and he's totally not going to hit on this sexy elf who is in love with him, because that would be, improper. It wouldn't be a gentlemanly thing to do to love a woman.
No, as we've talked many times, that is not okay.
Yeah, so he discovers that he can make spears out of ice, and he uses that to kill a boar. And then he discovers that he can cut stuff in half with the water jet. And he uses that to defeat a giant hawk. And then a dragon sees him defeat the giant hawk. And the dragon's like, hey, you seem like a cool dude. You want me to teach you about, like, dragon magic? And he's like, yeah, sure. What up, bro?
Why would I care?
And then in the next episode, he defeats, like, some goblins by making their blood explode out of their body.
Right, and how sentient are these goblins, by the way? We always have to address this in these isekais.
Oh, barely at all. It's not even a thing. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so they are subhuman, and they deserve death.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing a good.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, so, that's... I've only seen 2 episodes, but I'm assuming that that's the whole series. All 7 volumes of the manga. That's it. It's just him using increasingly more powerful ways to take advantage of the power of water.
To solve completely irrelevant problems that are pointlessly beneath him.
I mean, to be fair, it starts off, he's just able to produce a little trickle of water out of his palm. But by the end of episode 1, he is cutting mountains in half with his water powers.
And so how come he doesn't become the conquering warlord of the entire planet?
Well, he's just a little guy. He doesn't need that. He specifically says, I'm glad that I don't have like a quest or anything, because I'd really just like to live the simple life. I just want to live the simple life, a little farm, a little elf wife, grow some magical turnips or out of.
Yeah, well, sure. This is really one of those things that makes me laugh about all of these things. Is essentially all these characters end up in a trolley problem, right? Mm-hmm. But one track has the entire planet on it, and one track doesn't have anyone on it. And they are like, should I pull the lever? I don't know. I think
should I kill no people, or should I kill a lot of people?
Should I let all people die, or should I not do anything at all? And that is just presented to us as a neutral moral choice, because getting involved could potentially be bad. It's just wild.
Absolutely buck wild shit. We're getting real low here, people. I'm out of stuff. I'm out of stuff to watch this season so far, I think. Oh man. Sympathize with me here, man. I'm watching The Water Magician.
Well, I had to spend all this time watching K-pop, but I do have a few more that I'm going to get through.
Okay.
I caught up on the couple that I had some interest in already. I watched up to the current episode of Hikaru, which I absolutely love and adore, and I think is doing the most interesting stuff, like visually right now. Mm-hmm. The way that they combine all these different animation techniques and live action footage, I just think is great, and they're doing a really good job, and it's just a beautiful little story, and I love it. For some reason, I caught up on Togenanki, which continues to be incredibly boring and like a subpar shonen, even for a fairly stale genre. It does really make Naruto look like a virtuoso performance. It's like, it's that brain dead,
God, and that takes a lot.
Yeah. I'm still watching, like I said, Hanako-kun, which I like a lot, and they're doing a pretty good job of adapting the manga. But I don't know, if you're not already in that, I don't know if there's any way I could sell that to you. But other than that, I haven't gotten anything new in. But I do intend for the next episode.
Yeah, you've said 3 episodes in a row now.
I know. It's been a wild ride. But I do intend to get through potentially Hotel Inhumans. I don't have high hopes for that. 9 Ruler's Crown, and Necronomicon No Cosmic Horror Show, which I've heard some weird things about, so I am kind of interested but don't have high hopes for.
I've heard some concerning stuff surrounding Necronomico involving AI generated subtitles on the official release.
Yes.
Which is kind of like, ugh.
That is not good.
Yeah.
That is not good. I don't think we can blame the anime itself for that, because I think Japanese viewers do watch it without subtitles. But
really,
who knows?
What gives you that idea? There's nothing in science that would support that.
I just imagine, in my mind's eye, this is how I see it.
Are you telling me Japanese people don't watch anime with English subtitles on?
They're a more advanced culture than ours. They would not do that.
They would have to learn how to speak Japanese to do that.
So hopefully next episode, we're going to have a little bit more on the news side. I do again urge you desperately, please watch Hikaru. It is really good. It's really good, you guys.
They're doing
so
a great job. Fucking good. I'm 2 episodes up on it right now. I haven't caught up yet, but I am blown away so far by what I'm seeing.
It is a really good anime that is not like a shounen. It's crazy.
We're not being facetious. Like, this isn't an act right here. Like, it's a legitimately good show. Go watch it, please. It's very cool.
No, I'm not. I would not lie about this. It's good.
All right, are we doing a wrap up now? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, that's all I have. That's all.
All right, beautiful, handsome, tall listeners. Go out, do the call to action, which I'm calling you to do right now. Take action for us. Click buttons, likes, comments, do the things. We upload the episodes to YouTube. Download them on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us comments. Make fun of us. Argue with us. We don't care. We love it.
No, do not argue with me.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you on this one, but you can argue with me. I have no shame. I'll get down the trenches with you. Anyway, I suppose until next week, beautiful listeners. Bye.
What if Agnes Varda made fucking Steven Universe and it was like brutal?